Hello there, welcome back. Prakash Narkar this side, and in this advanced level framework development series, this is the fifth video, and in this video, I'll be continuing with how to use a selectors hub, which is a XPath locator tool. Okay, so this wasn't planned as per. Okay, so here I should be continuing with my page objects, but I found while creating page objects a beautiful XPath locator tool called as SelectorsHub. So earlier I was using something called as CrowPath, and before that even I was using something called as Firebug or Firepath. Okay, but Firebug and Firepath, they are not getting maintained, and latest versions of Chrome and Firefox are not supporting this. CrowPath is quite good tool, okay, and even most of us are using CrowPath now. It's created by Sanjay Kumar. Okay, and this guy Sanjay Kumar, him created one more tool called as Selectors Hub. Okay, so I'll be showing you today how can we use Selectors Hub for creating our locators. Okay, now when we were using CrowPath, it was like, okay, I was just copying my XPath and pasting it into my code, right? So it was like, okay, I was not getting habitual of writing XPath by myself, right? So the selectors hub is something like you are writing it by yourself, you will only get the suggestion, and I find that as a pretty beautiful. Okay, so that both things will be get maintained, you will remember the stuff as well. You will get the exact XPaths. Okay, so let's see how it works. Okay, so yeah, so as I said, this is my fifth video of this particular advanced level framework development series where I'm going to talk about selectors hub. Okay, now selectors hub is basically a plugin to okay, let me go and show you. So I'm on SelectorsHub.com, and you see this particular plugin can work on Chrome, Firefox, Edge, and Opera, and it is only for finding out the XPaths and CSS path or CSS locator, XPath locator and CSS locator. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll install it. Okay, so give me a minute. Selector Hub Chrome extension, because I'm using Chrome browser. I'll go to Chrome store and I'll simply add this extension to my path. Let me add it. It will work as I have shown you. It will work for all these four browsers: Firefox, Edge, and Opera. Okay, so this supporting Edge is pretty good thing. Now this Internet Explorer support is getting ended, so now I think it will completely rely on Edge, right? So this Edge is going to be something beautiful. Okay, now this particular extension is added. Okay, so let me go to my application. So this is my demo project application. Okay, and as I promised, I'm still working on writing out the locators. You see, for login page I did wrote, for home page I have written few, for task page, for users page I did wrote few locators, and okay, this is not required. Okay, so I'm still in the process of writing the locators. Okay, so in next video I'll explain you what and all I wrote. That's fine. Now what I'll do is, let's say I want to write a locator for let's say task only. Okay, I want to write the locator for task. Okay, what I'll do is I'll right click, I'll inspect. Okay, for writing this locators we should have good understanding of XPaths, right? Because mostly we do prefer write XPath if ID and name is not there. To reiterate it again quickly, if you have all locators present, for example your web element is having ID, it should get the highest preference, followed by name should get the highest preference after ID, followed by I personally prefer using XPath, which is pretty simple to write, and it has couple of advantages over CSS path, and speed wise talking I don't see any difference. Okay, though technically it claimed like CSS is more faster as compared to XPath, but in real time I don't see any difference. I may show you in one of the video by proving the things. Okay, now in my whatever locators I am writing, if I get ID, I do generally write ID. If ID is not there, I prefer name. Name is not always unique. For checkboxes and radio buttons it might be different, it will different in fact. And if ID and name is not there, definitely we are going to write XPath. This is my personal choice. Okay, XPath, writing XPath. But yeah, ID and name should be the first priority always. Okay, now let's say if I want to write XPath for this task. Okay, now task is somewhere here. Okay, now here I see something like only span, class title, and task. Okay, that is not going to help me for writing the XPath. It may help something like okay, let me write it quickly. So span text is equal to task. Simple. Span text is equal to task. Okay, so if you're wondering where I'm writing into the browser console's find window. Okay, and you see it has identified it as a one match. Okay, it is showing one of two match. That's fine. So there are two matches, something like this, which talks about task. Text is equal to task, right? So this is not unique, and this is not the way how I can write. So right, so this is subjected to change, highly subjected to change, in fact, right? So what I'll do is I'll go in this way. Okay, so what is this? This is a menu bar, right? Page side menu bar. So if you see, this is a list basically, UL, unsorted list, right? So UL class is equal to page sidebar menu, right? So what I'll do is I'll write something like this: /UL @ class is equal to this. Okay, now I got this particular complete sidebar, right? Now into the sidebar I have a list of all the items, basically whatever items I have, right? So what I'll do is I'll write something like /li/span where text is equal to tasks. Okay, now I'm able to still I'm getting one of, and I'm interested into the first one. Okay, the other one could be the shadow one, not an issue. So what I'll do is I'll pick it as one. Okay, still it is picking one. That's fine. We'll manage this. But this is how we write it in general. Okay, now let's say if I do the similar stuff with the help of SelectorsHub. Okay, so if you don't find SelectorsHub, if your console is something like this, just click on this double arrow and you will find it somewhere here. Okay, let me maximize to this side, and you see only a single window where you can type the XPath and you can read this particular instruction. Basically, this will give you the auto suggestion. One of the only advantage what I see is it gives you the suggestions, in fact auto suggestions, while you type it. Okay, for example, how? So what I said is I'm going to start from UL where class is equal to this. Okay? So if I say start typing /UL has given me suggestion. So for /UL, if I hit enter, it says there are total 18 elements matching whatever elements I have. Okay, now for this you see I have simply typed opening brace. So now what it does is it goes internally, scan the whole DOM structure, and then find out wherever I have UL. It is trying to find out what and all I can use. Can I use class is equal to page sidebar menu? That's what I used earlier, if you remember. Contains dashboard or contains, or it gives you a lot of suggestions. Okay, so I'm interested into the first one. Let's see auto suggestion, right? And if I hit enter now, there is only one option where UL is equal to this one, right? The complete sidebar menu basically. Now from this complete sidebar menu, what I'm interested in, I'm interested into li. I'd say /li. Okay, now I'm not getting suggestion. That's fine. Now if as soon as I hit opening curly brace, opening square brace, you see I'm getting suggestion again, and this time so we need to dig into what suggestions we need to use. Okay, so one of the suggestion I do see something like text is equal to dashboard, right? Why it is talking more about dashboard? Because for this sidebar menu, dashboard is the very first thing, right? So that's why it is giving me that particular suggestion. So I feel like this tool is not pretty mature yet, but yeah, definitely it will be. The guy works very hard, Sanjay Kumar works very hard for this. Okay, so yeah, so now what I need is in li. Okay, let me go here in li. What I need is anchor tag where I span this. Okay, so what I'll say /li/a. Okay, how many suggestions I get? I get 64 suggestions. Fine. Now from a, okay, I would be going to I/i opening curly brace, square brace, and still I get suggestions related to dashboard only. That's fine. Okay. So what I am interested in, I'm not interested in I. So now this I and span both are siblings basically, right? So following sibling relationship. Right. What I'll do is I'll say I, let me put my cursor here, slash I, and now this time it is going to be following sibling. So you see I am getting auto suggestion. So this is the main advantage of using selectors hub. Following sibling, and for following sibling, what's it is? It is span. Okay, and now you see how many suggestions I'm getting. Again 19 suggestion, but for this span my text should be I'm expecting tasks, right? So for span I'm expecting text is equal to I'm not expecting dashboard. So I just picked one of the suggestion, and why I told you why dashboard, because it is pretty near to the sidebar menu, and this time I'm going to pick tasks, right? And you see it has given me the Xpath. Now what's the advantage of using selectors hub? I'm pretty much I'm writing by myself. What advantage I do see? It's pretty good, and I personally prefer it using over using Crowpath. Why? As I told you, if I'm using Crowpath, I'll simply go and copy the XPath. That's it. I'll directly get the XPath. That's great to save the time. But if you want to get the expertise, if you want to get the masteries to crack whatever your interviews or whatever, okay, so this is something best I would suggest. Right here I should know, like I should have known, right? If I'm picking up from UL, then I should pick /li, because I need to pick any of the li, right? So I should know that, okay, I need to use /. I need to go to this I, and from this I want to go to the span, not this span. In fact, it should be where it is. I was interested in task. Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one. So when I come to this I should know that, okay, from this in order to jump to span, I should use something called as following sibling, right? And that's what it has given me auto suggestion. So simply, but I should know that what I need, right? And the advantage of this Crowpath, so not Crowpath, selectors hub, what I see is auto suggestions. Okay, and that's pretty good, so that it is maintaining me both the things for me, my knowledge as well as my speed of writing XPath, and that's what I need. Okay, so for this selectors hub, I've written an article in very much details. If you go to my blog automationtalks.com, yeah, and bear with me, I did wrote an article on selectors hub today. So just a minute. Expecting this slow. Okay, yeah. So here it is. SelectorsHub, the best Xpath plugin for all the browsers. Okay. So here you can find all the details. Basically, I have written a very detailed articles, and yeah. So what and all advantage we have for this? It supports your SVG elements. It supports a dark theme, and it supports almost all kinds of what I would say HTML web elements. The standard and advanced web element. It supports all Shadow DOM as well. Okay, so yeah, so this is pretty beautifully written article. Thanks to this guy Sanjay Kumar for developing this article, this plugin basically, and yeah, so this is how I've just shown you one of the example how this is going to be useful. Okay, so when you look at it once, you may not find it that much useful, but when you get used to, as I said, to reiterate once again, it is not to save your time. If you just want to do a copy paste, go with Crowpath. Not sure if it is getting maintained with the latest version, but this selectors hub is something got newly developed, and yeah, that is going to get maintained. So using selectors hub, you can maintain your knowledge as well as you can get your XPath faster by typing it by yourself. That's pretty good. Okay, so yeah, so with this, I'm going to wrap up this video. In the next video, I'm going to continue. In fact, I'm going to show you how I have written the page objects, followed by we'll start writing some common methods. Let's see. Let's meet in the next video. Thank you.